Episode 5 is about to change everything. Hidden looks, dangerous feelings, and secrets that refuse to stay quiet. The Bridgertons are walking straight into emotional chaos. The trailer gives us only small hints, but those hints are loud enough to tell us one thing. Part 2 will be full of tension, heartbreak, and choices that cannot be undone. The trailer opens the door to a problem Francesca is no longer able to ignore. Michaela is no longer just a visitor in the house. She is present, watching, and slowly becoming impossible to avoid. At the ball, Francesca stands beside her husband, yet her attention keeps drifting toward Michaela. And Michaela sees it. Her face does not hide what she feels. It is not anger. It is not jealousy alone. It is something deeper, something personal. This is where episode 5 begins to feel dangerous. Francesca is married, and she believes she understands what her life should look like. Quiet, proper, predictable. But Michaela is the opposite. She is bold, expressive, and unafraid to show emotion. Every time they share a space, the air feels heavier. The trailer makes it clear that these two are being pushed into more moments together, not fewer. And the more time they spend together, the harder it becomes for Francesca to pretend she feels nothing. There is one scene in particular that feels important. Francesca is walking alone at night with a candle. The house is quiet. Everyone else is asleep. This is not the behavior of someone who is calm and settled. This is the behavior of someone who cannot rest. It feels like she is searching for something or someone. Whether she is looking for Michaela or simply running from her own thoughts, the meaning is the same. Francesca is no longer at peace with herself. Episode 5 will likely show us the first real emotional crack in her marriage. Not because her husband is cruel or unkind, but because her heart is beginning to move in a direction she never expected. During an intimate moment with her husband, her mind may not stay where it should. A memory, a look, a moment with Michaela could suddenly rise into her thoughts. And that is how she will understand the truth. Desire does not always arrive loudly. Sometimes it arrives quietly and then refuses to leave. What makes this story powerful is not just the attraction. It is the fear. Francesca is not reckless. She is thoughtful. She understands society. She understands duty. That means every feeling she develops for Michaela will come with guilt, confusion, and silence. Michaela, on the other hand, seems far less willing to hide. Her expressions in the trailer suggest she already knows something is changing between them. And if she knows, she may begin to test those feelings instead of avoiding them. Episode 5 will likely be full of small moments rather than big confessions. Long stares, awkward silences, conversations that stop halfway through. Each moment will add pressure. Francesca may try to pull away, but emotional distance will only make the tension stronger. The more she tries to behave as a proper wife, the more her emotions will betray her. This is not yet a love story. It is the beginning of a realization. And realizations are often painful. Francesca is about to learn that love does not always follow rules, and when it doesn't, it leaves a person standing between two lives, the one they were given and the one they secretly want. Episode 5 will not resolve this conflict. It will only awaken it. And once a feeling is awakened, it does not return to sleep. While Francesca is fighting emotions she does not understand, another Bridgerton is facing a different kind of surprise, Violet Bridgerton herself. For years, she has been the symbol of grace, control, and tradition. Her role has always been clear: guide her children, protect their futures, and quietly place her own desires behind theirs. But episode 5 hints that this quiet role is finally changing. In the part 1 finale, Violet shocked everyone by admitting her feelings for Marcus. It was playful, bold, and completely unexpected. That single line changed how we now see her. She is no longer only a mother watching from the side. She is a woman standing in the middle of her own story. The trailer confirms this shift. We see her and Marcus sharing another intimate moment, and this time, it does not feel like a secret mistake. It feels intentional. Episode 5 will likely explore what happens after desire turns into attachment. Violet is not a young debutante falling in love for the first time. She is a widow who has already lived a full romantic life. That makes this situation more complex. Her feelings for Marcus are not innocent excitement. They are a return to something she thought she had lost forever. And that makes her vulnerable. We can expect Violet to become noticeably different. More energetic, more emotional, perhaps even nervous. The trailer suggests she is glowing in a way that will be difficult for her children to ignore. And that is where the tension enters. One of the Bridgerton children will likely begin to suspect something is happening. A strange look, a half-finished sentence, a change in behavior. Violet may try to hide her relationship, but secrets do not stay hidden long in that house. This storyline is not just about romance. It is about permission. Violet has spent her life telling her children to follow their hearts. Now she must decide if she deserves to do the same. But society does not view older love the same way it views young love. There will be whispers, judgment, questions about what is proper. And Violet, who once defended the rules of society, may now find herself quietly breaking them. Marcus, on the other hand, seems far more certain. He appears ready to claim her openly. The trailer gives the feeling that his intentions are serious, not playful. He is not there for a secret affair. He is there for something lasting. This sets up a possible future conflict. Violet may hesitate while Marcus moves forward. She may fear what her children will think. She may fear changing the family structure. And most of all, she may fear losing control of the image she has carefully built. Episode 5 will likely give us at least one moment where Violet almost steps back. A pause. A look of doubt. A reminder of her role as Mama Bridgerton. But love does not ask permission from roles. It arrives and asks only one question. Will you choose me or not? By the end of this season, everything points toward a proposal. Not because the story needs it, but because emotionally it makes sense. Violet is not seeking excitement. She is seeking companionship. And Marcus offers her something she has been missing for years, to be seen as a woman again, not only as a mother. This storyline balances the chaos of the younger Bridgertons with something softer, but just as powerful. It tells us that love does not belong to one age. It does not belong to one season of life. And in episode 5, Violet Bridgerton may finally admit that her story is not over yet. But when a woman who has held a family together for decades chooses herself for once, the house will feel the shift. And that shift will ripple into every other relationship under that roof. If Francesca's story is about awakening and Violet's story is about rediscovery, then Benedict and Sophie's story is about heartbreak. Episode 5 will place them at the most painful point of their journey, the moment when love exists, but cannot yet survive. In the Part 1 finale, Benedict believes he has solved everything. He thinks love and marriage are two different things. In his mind, marriage is duty and partnership, while love is freedom and desire. That is why he offers Sophie a life as his mistress. He does not mean to insult her. He believes he is offering protection, comfort, and affection without forcing her into a cruel society that would never accept her. But what Benedict fails to understand is that love without respect is not love at all. The trailer shows the damage this choice has caused. Sophie pulls away from him. When he tries to speak, she refuses to reopen the wound. She calls their moment a mistake. Her words are cold, but her eyes tell a different story. She is not rejecting him because she feels nothing. She is rejecting him because she feels too much. Being his secret would mean losing herself. Later, Sophie speaks with Violet Bridgerton. She mentions an open position in another house. This is not just about work. It is escape. Staying near Benedict means constant pain. Every look, every hallway, every shared space reminds her of what she cannot have. Violet senses something is wrong. She sees sadness behind Sophie's polite words. And even if Sophie does not confess the truth, Violet understands that this is about more than employment. It is about the heart. Episode 5 will likely show Benedict realizing too late that his solution was cruel. He will try to correct himself, but words will not come easily. When he says he cannot love a maid, but he does love Sophie, He reveals the real conflict. Society has taught him what is acceptable. His heart has taught him something else. Sophie's question cuts deeper than any insult. What is love in the face of society? She is asking him to choose. Not between her and another woman, but between fear and courage. This is where misunderstanding will grow. Benedict may believe Sophie only desires him physically, not emotionally. Sophie may believe Benedict is ashamed of her. Both are wrong. Both are hurting. And because neither can fully explain themselves, silence becomes their enemy. Distance grows where closeness once lived. But this pain is not pointless. It is the fire that will reshape Benedict. He has always been the dreamer of the family, the artist, the man who sees beauty in unusual places. Episode 5 will force him to become braver. Loving Sophie will require him to fight not just his family's expectations, but his own learned beliefs. For the first time, he will begin to understand that love is not comfort. It is risk. Sophie, too, will change. Walking away is not weakness. It is self-respect. She will not accept a love that must hide in shadows. If Benedict wants her, he must want her fully. This decision gives her power, even as it breaks her heart. And that is what makes their story tragic and hopeful at the same time. By the end of episode 5, there will be no happy ending for them yet. Only longing, only tension, only the promise that Benedict will not let her go easily. The Bridgertons do not love quietly. When they fall completely. And Benedict will chase Sophie not because he desires her, but because he cannot live without her. This storyline will be the most emotional of the episode. Not because it is loud, but because it is honest. Two people in love, trapped between who they are and who the world allows them to be. And when love is forced to fight society, it either dies or becomes unstoppable. Episode 5 will not give us peace. It will give us pain, questions, and unfinished feelings. And that is exactly what makes it dangerous. Because once hearts are broken, they do not return to their old shape.